Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a necklace today, and I'm going to use some of the beads and findings that came in the most recent bargain bead box, the one for March 2024. It's called the Seafoam Sunrise Collection. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription in case you want to watch it, where I go over everything that came in the box. I have a coupon code. It's Teresa2, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. The coupon will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. This is just such a beautiful box. Of course, their boxes are always beautiful, and it's just such a great value. I'm always able to get many pieces of jewelry out of one box. I've already made a necklace and pair of earrings on video, and I'm going to make a necklace here today, and I foresee many more pieces of jewelry coming out of this box because it's just so beautiful. In here I have the 10mm matte agate beads that came in the box. And here I have some of the 8x6mm rondelles that came out of the peaches and cream mix, and I picked out the white ones. And here I have the Filigree Teardrop, one of the Filigree Teardrop pendants that came in the box. There were two of them. And I have one of the scroll chandelier findings that came in the box. I had thought that I would use these two pendants as earrings, but I just couldn't stand it. I had to use them in a necklace, so I guess I'll use the other one in another necklace. And I've got some bead caps that came in the box. And here I've got some findings. I've got two pieces of the chain that came in the box. I've got a smaller piece of chain from my stash that's got slightly bigger links in it that I'm going to use as an extender. I've got a lobster clasp. I've got some 4mm jump rings, one 8mm jump ring. I've got one of the rondelles I'm going to hang off the extender chain as a dangle, and one of the eye pins that came in the box to do that with. I've got some 22 gauge wire here, and this is not the German style wire that I usually use. I cannot find German style wire in antique copper. I think they have bare copper, but I can never find it in antique copper. Of course, I do have bronze, and I could have used that, and I thought about it, but because I don't mind mixing metals, and it wouldn't have been that much of a difference anyway. But I have this, and I've had it forever, and I decided I need to use it up. It's some dead soft wire that I got from Art Beads a very long time ago, and it's antique copper, so I'm going to try to use it, although I don't make nearly as good loops with it as I do with the German style wire. I'll be using my chain nose pliers, my tweezer pliers, my round nose pliers, both pairs of my bent chain nose pliers, the crimping pliers I use to tuck in burrs when I cut off wire, the cutters that I use for craft wire and head pins and eye pins, and I've already used my memory wire to cut my chain, memory wire cutters to cut my chain. And I have my little New Orleans shot glass to put my wires in when I'm done, when I cut them off. I think that's everything. I'll try to put everything I can find links for in the description box below, everything that didn't come in the box. So hold on, I'll get some of that out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I've got half of my necklace made here, and I'm going to make the other half. And I know that doesn't look very long, but my pendant portion is going to be kind of long. So I'm going to take one of my pieces of 22 gauge wire. I'm going to go down about, these are about 3.5 inch pieces. I'm going to go down about an inch, inch and a half maybe. I'm going to bend over the pliers at a 90-degree angle. Take my round nose pliers and put them in the crook of the bend. Round nose pliers facing me. Bend the wire back until it hits the pliers. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take the short piece of wire and under here until it hits the bottom of the pliers. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the wire. And I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring this wire down. Wrap the short piece of wire around the long piece of wire about 3 times. Now I'm going to take a bead cap. Oh, I need to cut off my extra piece of wire. Take my cutters and cut off my extra piece of wire. I'm going to take a bead cap, one of my 10mm beads, a bead cap facing up, just like the one down at the bottom, in one of my rondelles. I'm going to take my pliers, straighten this up down here. I'm going to go to the very tip of the pliers, bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle, around those pliers and put them in the crook of the bend, around those pliers facing me. Bend the wire back until it hits the beads. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take this part under here until it hits the bottom of the tool. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the beads. Take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring my wire down a little bit. I'm going to take my other pair of bent chain nose pliers and start to wrap. Make sure to get that first wrapping under the bottom of the loop and not over the top of the bottom of the loop. Wrap till there's no more room to wrap. Take my cutters, cut off my extra wire. And I'm going to take these crimping pliers, and I use the little half circles on each end there to tuck in the burrs where I cut off the wire. And I'll wait until I get both loops made, because it helps me if I have that bead to brace against. If I don't, I usually end up mangling the wire and the loops and everything else. So now I'm going to take another piece of my wire and go down about 1.5 inches or so. Bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. Around those pliers and put them in the crook of the bend. Bend the wire back until it hits the pliers. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take the short piece of wire up under here until it hits the bottom of the tool. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the wire. Now I'm going to open this loop, and I'm going to put this that I've already made on with the side with the rondelle. Put that side on here. I'm going to close my loop back. I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring this down a little bit. Wrap the short piece of wire around the longer piece of wire. About 3 times. Take my cutters and cut off my extra wire. I'm going to take a bead cap, 10mm bead, a bead cap, facing the same way as the one I just put on down there, a rondelle. Then I'm going to take my pliers, go to the tip of the pliers, straighten this up down here. It's really hard to keep it straight with this extremely soft wire. Now when I go down here to I'm going to go to the very tip of the pliers, bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle, around those pliers in the crook of the bend, bend the wire back till it hits the beads, rotate the pliers till they're facing the table, this part under here until it hits the bottom of the pliers, kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the beads. I bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring this wire down. Another pair of bent chain nose pliers and start to wrap. wrap till there's no more room to wrap. Take my cutters, cut off my extra wire. Take my crimping pliers, tuck in my little burrs. So I'm gonna do 2 more of these until I have the same thing as I do on this side, and then when I get back we'll build the pendant portion and put it all together. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got both sides of my necklace made now, and now I'm gonna work on the pendant part here. So I've got my teardrop in my filigree, and I'm gonna take a piece of my German style wire, or not German style wire, my 22 gauge wire, and I would try to wire wrap this directly to these, but I'm not very good at that anyway, and especially with this soft wire that I'm not used to working with, so I'm going to connect them with some jump rings, connect it with some jump rings. So I'm just going to make a link here right now. I'm going to go down about 1.5 inches, bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, put them in the crook of the bend. Round nose pliers facing me. I'm going to bend the wire back until it hits the tool. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take the short piece of wire up and under here until it hits the bottom of the tool. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the wire. Take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring this wire down a little bit. I'm going to bend the short piece of wire around the long piece of wire. About 3 times. I'm going to take my cutters and cut off my extra wire. I'm going to take a bead cap. Is that what I was going to do? I don't think that's what I was going to do. I think I was going to do a rondelle. Yeah, this is what I was going to do. I'm going to do a rondelle, a bead cap facing up, my 10mm bead, another bead cap facing up, and another rondelle. So now I'm going to take my pliers and go to the very tip of the pliers, bend over to 90-degree angle, around those pliers and put them in the crook of the bend. Bend the wire back until it hits the beads. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take this part under until it hits the bottom of the tool. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the beads. I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring this wire down a little bit. Take my other pair of bent chain nose pliers and start to wrap. Just wrap till there's no more room to wrap. I'm going to take my cutters and cut off my extra wire. Take my crimping pliers and tuck in my little burrs. Now I'm going to take my 4mm jump ring and open it up and thread on this link that I made, and thread on my pendant, close the loop back. Take another 4mm jump ring, Open it up, put on the other side of my pendant, and I want to orient this so that my bead caps are facing up like that instead of the other way. Now I'm going to thread this onto my filigree chandelier component here. And close my jump ring back really well. And you need to make sure you get those oriented. They're not double-sided, so you need to make sure you get those oriented so that they're facing the same way too. So that's going to be my pendant part. So hold on, I'll get the rest of my findings and we'll put it all together. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got the rest of my findings here now, so I'm just going to put this all together. So I've got a 4mm jump ring. I'm going to open it up. Thread on one side of my necklace. And one side of my filigree component here. I think I'm going to have to open that a little bit more. Well, that really should go on there. There we go. Now I'm going to close my jump ring back really well. Take another 4mm jump ring. Open it up. Put the other side of my necklace on. The other side of my component here. Close the jump ring back really well. And I think I got that on there backwards, didn't I? No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now I'm going to go down here, and I've got a couple pieces of chain, and these are, I think these are about 4 inches each, because each strand came to 4.5 inches, and then this part came to 3 inches. Well, you can't see this part because I'm out of this frame. Each one of my strands came to 4.5 inches, and then this part came to 3 inches. So that makes 12. So I think these pieces of chain I've got here are about 4 inches. I usually try to make necklaces around 21 inches or something like that. And of course my lobster clasp and all that will take up a little bit. So now I'm going to take 2 more 4mm jump rings. And open them up and put on my chain. Put on my one side of my necklace. Close my jump ring back really well. And just do that on this other side. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to go up here and take another 4mm jump ring and my lobster clasp. Open it up. Put on my chain. a lobster clasp. Close my jump ring back really well. Now I have an 8mm jump ring that I'm going to put on this other side for my lobster to clasp onto. Open that up. Put it on my chain. And then I have a little piece of extender chain here that's about 2 inches. I'm going to put on here. Close my jump ring back really well. And now I've got one of the eye pins that came in the box and one of the rondelles. I'm just going to do a simple loop this time. I usually do a wrapped loop, but okay, that's not right. I need a head pin. That's going to look weird with that loop down there. I didn't even think of that. That's crazy. Hold on, let me get a head pin. I'll be back. Okay, I've got a head pin now. I'm still just going to do a simple loop though, because this is a pretty thick head pin. So I'm going to go a little bit above the bead so that I don't crack my bead. Bend the head pin over at a 90-degree angle. Take my cutters and cut off and leave about 1/4 of an inch of the pin. Take my round nose pliers. I'll go to the tip here and make sure there's nothing sticking out here. And I like to start to roll it down lower on the barrel here. It's easier for me to get it started. And then I'm going to go up here closer to the end and finish rolling my loop, because I don't want a huge loop. I am not very good at making simple loops. Okay, that's what I got now. So now I'm going to open this loop that I just made, thread it onto my extender chain, close my loop back. So there's my little dangle. So hold on, let me get this all laid out so you can see it, and I'll be back. Okay, there's my necklace made with some of the beads and bindings that came in the most recent bargain bead box, the one from March 2024, called the Seafoam Sunrise Collection. I just really love this box. It's so beautiful, but like I said, they're always beautiful, and it really is such a great value. And like I said, if you're not subscribed to the box and you decide you want to be, that coupon code will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. I also sell gift cards and some extra beads and findings that I have. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.